Welcome back, gamers. So, I've been doing a lot of the retrofit series, and it's got me thinking about some of my favorite retro strategies. And I've got a lot of requests for retro content coming up, so I thought I'd dive in with one of my favorites. Now, this deck is pretty insufferable to play against, I will admit, but it takes one of the hardest strategies of our game and actually makes it somewhat viable. So let's start with our character, Elisabeth, from King of Fighters 13, Rulers of Time. She is a 6 hand size, 28 health character. Her symbols are all, death, and water. And she has two really cool abilities. The first is a first form, which means the first thing you do after you draw up your hand for your during your draw step, the very first thing you want to do is spend 1 momentum, add any card from your discard pile to your hand. That's just ridiculously strong. And then response, commit. So you commit Elisabeth after you play an attack, not as a block. Your rival mills 8. We are a dedicated mill deck. And if your rival's trying to stick to the, base 60, losing 8 cards is pretty hefty. So let's see what kind of damage we can do with Elisabeth, shall we? Let's start with our attack lineup. We have Mistral. A 3/3, 3 low for 2, 2 mid block, and it combos with a mid attack, which means in order to use this combo enhance, we have to have a mid attack right behind this one in our lineup. And that combo enhance says we get to add 1 attack with a printed damage of 3 or less from our card pool to our momentum. So even if it was blocked, we get to get that momentum, and we get to use our first form on our next turn. And then enhance, your rival mills 3. So already we get to mill 3, and with our character we can mill 8. Crazy. We are just going to shave our rival's deck closer than someone in Sweeney Todd's barber chair. Next we've got Elisabeth, a 3/3, 4 mid for 1, 0 mid block, really nice. No keywords. As an enhance, our next mid attack this turn gets +3 speed. That's pretty cool. And then as another enhance, we get to lose 2 health, add 1 attack with a printed difficulty of 3 or less from our discard pile to our hand. So we can pick up with Elisabeth a Mistral and get our combo, because this is a mid attack. So that's pretty good. And then we can add this, because it's a printed damage of 3 or less, to our momentum. So it's a nice little cycle that we get to use here. And don't worry about the small damage numbers. We're not trying to kill our rival on damage. Next we have Gekiken, a 3/3, 3 mid for 3, 1 low block. Very nice block here. Punch and combo with a mid attack. So just like Mistral, it combos with a mid attack like Etincelles. Really should not be slacking on my French lessons. As a combo enhance, our rival removes 1 card from their discard pile from the game. They just choose and remove 1 card from their discard pile. Gone. Oh, and as another enhance, our rival mills 3. So pretty strong mix there. But here is one of the bad boy attacks. We've got Final Exam Gutshot, a 4/3, 3 mid for 6, 2 low block, Flash, Fury, and Punch. Flash is a static keyword ability that says we skip the enhance step of this attack. We just go straight from responses on play to block. But as a response on play, after we play this attack, our rival mills 8. So if you play this and commit Elisabeth herself, we mill 16 cards in 1 attack. That is more than a 1/6 of their deck. That is actually more than a quarter, I think, because if they're standard 60, then a quarter would be 15. So that is a little more than a 1/4 of their deck milled in 1 attack. Absolutely wild. And then, because Elisabeth commits for that response, we have Breakin', a 5/3, 5 mid for 5, 1 high block, powerful 3, Fury, and Kick. Powerful 3 being an enhance that says we can spend any number of momentum, and for each momentum spent for this ability, we get plus 3 damage. And then we have Response Drive 1, which as our Drive 1 cost, we must either spend 1 momentum or commit 1 foundation. That is our cost. We can do either or. But after I play this attack, we get to add a drink counter to our character, or we get to ready our character. So we can commit her to do the Mill 16 with Final Exam Gut Shot, play Breakin', commit a foundation or spend a momentum to ready Elisabeth, and then in that same response window, commit Elisabeth to mill another 8. To mill 24 cards, over a third of the deck, standard, in 2 attacks. And this is not even including anything any cards they check to play cards, or if they've had to mill themselves. Pretty ridiculous. We are out here to shave our rivals' decks so quickly, they don't know what hit them. So that's our attack lineup. I will say, and I'll open this in a new tab, and we'll go down here, because there is another attack that's similar to Gekiken and Mistral. Rulers of Time, All Death Void. It is a duo attack. Oh. Duo Shikon, is this it? If this attack deals damage, both players remove a card in their hand and draw a card. Your opponent mills 1. If the milled card was an attack, this guy's 3 speed. No, that's not it. The duo combo is cool with this incredible name, but we are not duo. I guess duo doesn't have your rival mills 3. So, but having 2 different attacks that each mill our rival 3. Our character mills our rival 8. We have an attack that mills our rival 8. And we have an attack that readies our character. We are just going to shred through their deck harder than Jamie's abs shred when he's breakdancing. I don't know that. I thought I had something there. I don't. So let's move on from that embarrassing tidbit to our non-attack cards. We've got our assets with Team Elisabeth. It's an ally, it's a unique, it is a 2/5, 2 high block, and you can only use this asset if you are Duo, Elisabeth, or Shen. They are Team Elisabeth. As a response, we can commit this asset. After our rival removes 1 or more cards from the game, we get to add the top card of our deck to our momentum, and then our rival must remove 1 of their momentum from the game. So, that's pretty cool. That momentum will fuel our first form, and usually, attacks go to momentum, so if our rivals hit us and take in momentum, that's an attack out of the game that we no longer have to worry about. And then we have an enhanced commit 1 foundation, choose 1 non-attack card in your rival's discard pile and remove it from the game, only playable if you have dealt damage this turn. Now, this is more of a picky spot. I would mainly use this for the removing of your rival's momentum, because once your rival cycles, they run out of cards in the deck, they have to cycle, in which they shuffle their discard pile, remove the top 10 cards of that new deck, and continue playing. Well, the fewer attacks that get shuffled back in, the less chance your rival has to try to kill you. So that's going to be optimal there. And then there is, I will open this back up. I believe it's the action that's... Yeah. There's also Himogakyo Go, which is a cool action that says after your rival removes 1 or more cards from the game due to an effect, they remove 3 cards in their discard pile. And then form, both players lose 1 health and then remove this card from during the end phase. I did not add this because I wanted to try to loop our attack lineup as much as possible, and I thought this action might get in the way. But it is a cool way to snipe more cards out of your rival's discard pile. They do get to choose, so they're usually going to choose foundations. But hey, that means they shuffle in less good blocks once they cycle, or good checks once they cycle. So this is an option if you wanted to continue to go this route, but I didn't choose just because I was trying to slim the deck down and not play as many actions. And then, of course, we've got Military Airship, a 3/5, 2 high, unique. Enhance, commit, and freeze this card. Add 1 card from your card pool to your hand. So after we play the Final Exam Gut Shot, mill 8, or mill 16, and then we breakin', spend a momentum to ready Elisabeth, mill another 8. Then we Military Airship, pick up the Final Exam Gut Shot, play that after the break-in, mill another 8. So we're always going to be using airships to pick up our exam gut shots and just mill our rival out, just socking them in the gut over and over and over. Onto our foundation base, we have Preparing Herself, a 2/5. It has no block, so you're not allowed to block with this card. But as a response, we make a check of 4, and if we pass, after we play an attack, our rival mills 1. So, pretty solid. Really good ability here, because this card is not unique. So we can constantly check to make our rival mill 1. Another option, since this is an all deck, let's go for all air. I believe it's good. And it's an asset. Earphone Jack. Response after you play an attack, mill the top card of your rival's deck. If the attack you played was a charge, it gets +1 speed. We don't have to worry about that. So this is another asset that we could put in here. Just to every time we play an attack, our rival mills 1 on top of the Preparing Herself. So honestly, I'd probably maybe move this to the sideboard and put one of these in instead. So it looks something like this. So Team Elisabeth is cute, really good in the right circumstance, removing your rival's momentum. Earphone Jack helps us mill very quickly, on top of the Preparing Herself. And then we also have Response Commit. After you play your 3rd attack this combat phase, add the top card of your deck to your momentum. So if we're not planning on continuing after our 3rd attack, we can snag a bit of momentum. We have the last of her line, a 2/5, 3 mid block, as an Elisabeth enhance, so we can only use this ability if our name is Elisabeth. Sacrifice this foundation. If your attack deals damage, ready your character. So we can force our rival to block this 1 damage move. Or, if we play it on a low attack, we can force our rival, maybe they have a low block, maybe they don't. But if our attack deals damage, we get to ready our character. And then mill them again. And then Enhance Commit. Your attack gets +1 speed for every 10 cards in your rival's discard pile. So we can make our attacks fast enough to where if we have multiples of these, we can sacrifice 1 and commit another, and pretty much guarantee that our attack's going to do damage. Except for Final Exam Gut Shot, of course, which has no enhance step. We have Memories from the Ashes, a 2/5, 3 high block. Response Commit. After you play an attack, your rival mills 1. So committing to make our rival mill 1. Or Enhance Commit. Your all and death attack gets +2 speed, and if it deals damage, your rival mills 2. So we can give speed to Mistral, Etincelles, and Gekiken. So all of these little attacks, we can try to make sure that our rival is pretty stopped up on being able to block us, and then give a bit of speed. They don't block us, or they half block us. Our rival has to mill 2 as an addition. So that's pretty cool. We have the Trader's Son, a 2/5, 3 mid block. Response Commit. After your attack deals damage, your rival reveals the top 5 cards of their deck and mills all non-attack cards revealed this way. Return the remaining cards to the top of the deck in any order. So you reveal 5, and if you revealed 5 non-attacks, all 5 cards go to the discard pile. Sorry. And then if you did reveal any bad checks, they stay on top of the deck, so maybe it's easier for you, harder for you to block, so I can ready my character. Then we have Hizoku Prince, a 0/6 with no block. Again, cannot block with this card. As a static, it cannot be removed from your stage by effects. This includes if you have any sort of board wipe that would wipe both stages. This one cannot leave the stage. It sticks around. And then Enhance, lose 1 health, your rival mills 1, only playable during your attack. So you get a couple of these on board. Every time you have an Enhanced up on your attack, you can just shave your health to shave their deck. So, a little risky, but could be worth it just to get a few extra cards off. We have High Seas Adventure, a 3/4, no block. Response remove, after an attack is played, it gains Flash. So this is a good way to defend yourself, making sure your rival doesn't get access to all of their cool enhances, and you can just flash an attack, either take a little bit of damage, or just go straight to block and completely block an attack. We have Fei Fei, a 1/5, 3 low block, enhance flip, this attack gets -3 speed. Just good speed hate. We've got Curious Magnetism, a 2/5, 3 mid block, unique. Enhance opponent's attack, or rival's attack I should say, commit, switch the speed and damage values of this attack. So if your rival's throwing a 4 mid 1, and you can't block 4 speed, you can swap it, and it's now a 1 mid 4, and it's very easy to block at that point. Or say something's at 3 speed, you flip Fei Fei, give it -3 speed, and then flip the speed and damage. It's now got 0 damage. Good way to defend yourself. We have Wandering Pirate. It's a 2/4. Again, no block. There are quite a few no blocks in this deck, which is a little bit, scary, obviously. But if you're chewing through almost half your rival's deck each turn with your milling, maybe you're just getting rid of all their attacks. I mean, that is kind of the hope. As a static, after your rival's combat phase begins, ready this card. Response twice per turn. After this card is readied or committed, ready 1 other foundation that has not been readied this combat phase, and that's a Tenacious ability. So when it readies during your rival's combat phase, you get to once one of the twice per turns ready another card, and then if you commit it to pass a check, you get to ready another card. It's a very, very solid foundation, and it's always a one of in any deck that can play it for me. We have Profane Sanctuary, a 2/5, 3 high block, enhance once per turn, both players mill 2. So this is a little bit dangerous. You will mill your own cards. However, your rival also mills 2. Once per turn during both players' turns. Then response flip, after your rival plays a breaker ability, you can cancel it. Next we have a Worthy Vessel, 1/5, 3 high block, enhance flip, remove 1 card from either player's discard pile. Pretty good. You can just snipe your rival's attacks right out of their discard pile so they don't get those when they cycle. And then enhance once per turn, lose 1 health. This attack is +2 or -2 damage. So a little bit of damage buff, not that we really need it. A little bit of damage hate if we need it. It's mainly here for the flip snipe attacks out of your rival's discard pile. Speaking of sniping attacks, we have Villains Defeated, a 2/5, 2 high block. Response flip, after you discard any number of cards due to your rival's effect, draw 1 card, playable while committed. Or response flip, after your rival's blocked attack resolves, remove it and gain 2 health. So this kind of helps with our Hizoku Prince having to lose health in order to force our rival to mill. If we block a rival's attack, including completely blocked, we get to remove that attack from the game, so they lose it, and we gain 2 health. If we partial block it, they don't get that card. They don't get that card as momentum. We remove it, they lose. We gain 2 health just to help us out a little bit. We have Chivalrous Competitor, a 1/5, 3 low block. Enhance flip, both players draw 1 card. Seems a little counterintuitive, but that is still a card out of the deck. And then response, before one of your foundations would be destroyed or flipped due to a rival's non-character effect, flip this foundation instead. So, very strong defensive ability here. We have Defending Pageant Queen, a 2/5, 3 high block. Enhance remove reduces attack speed to 1. Really useful in conjunction with Curious Magnetism, or if we just want to block something. We have Resting Up, a 1/5, 3 low block. Enhance commit, this attack gets -2 speed, but if our character is committed, it gets -3 speed instead. So after we commit to mill 8, this is online for -3 speed. And then we have a new addition to the deck with Guilty Gear, Tricky Spinner, a 3/5, 2 low block. Enhance sacrifice, choose 1. Or if we've added 2 or more cards to our momentum this turn, choose both instead. We can either draw 1 card and then add 1 card from our hand to the top of our deck, or we can add 1 card from our hand to our card pool face up and then add 1 card from our card pool to our hand. We can play Final Exam Gutshot, mill 16, play Breakin', and then sacrifice Tricky Spinner to pick up Final Exam Gutshot. We will be putting something else in the card pool, but we can pick up that Gutshot so we can play it again. So again, another way to loop that. And then I believe I wanted to put... I believe it's all good Fire Life. I wanted to put 1 Urameshi's Perseverance in, I believe, over a Memories from the Ashes. Because we're high on high blocks. There we go. So, Urameshi's Perseverance, I thought I had added it in already, but I guess before I was going live with this recording, I missed it. It's a 2/5, 4 mid-block, ally unique. Form, remove, spend 1 momentum, add 1 card from your discard pile to your hand. It's just Elisabeth's first form. We can pick up multiple gut shots in 1 turn and just go to town. So, as long as we've got the momentum, which our rival probably not wanting to block 2 and 1 damage moves, so we're probably going to get the momentum. Or we have ways to do it, like with Mistral, because we can pick that up with Etinceles, so that's pretty good. We can pick that up and just add 1 of our printed damage 3 or less moves to our momentum. And if we wanted to use Team Elisabeth, we do have Team Elisabeth to get a little bit of momentum as well. So we're at 67. Yeah, let's go ahead and put this in here just for fun. Gives us a 68 card deck. So that is going to be Elisabeth. I believe she is a true mill masterclass. Just being able to mill 8 with your character, being able to ready your character with multiple ways with Breakin' and Last of Her Line, Exam Gutshot gets to mill 8. You are just chewing through your rival's deck so much. And again, if your rival builds 5 on turn 1, it's another 5 cards out of the deck. Every time they play a card, they're losing another card. So you really put your rival on a timer with this one. If they don't rush you down real quick, and again, you've got defense with High Seas Adventure, Fei, Curious Magnetism, Defending Pageant Queen, Resting Up. You don't have a lot of damage reduction, but as long as you keep some cards in your hand for blocking, you've got defense here. You've got Villains Defeated. You've got other ways to just rip your rival's cards out. So yeah, this deck is nuts, and I know a lot of people hate playing against Mill. They're really gonna hate playing against Final Exam Elisabeth. So when you sit down to play a retro deck, tell your players class is in session, and it's their final exam. Until then, take care, guys.